Good morning and welcome back to your sports medicine CTE instructional videos. This is the second video that we have for reference that you can follow up with along with the syllabus and just get any information and clarity you may need. We talked about how the class is going to be run and a little bit about the lab. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about you. We have some interesting things I want to cover, the technology we're going to be using, a little bit about yourself, and then any adaptive technology or equipment we may need. We're going to discuss that. So I am going to be reading notes. I want to make sure I cover everything and don't miss anything and stay along with our syllabus. So this group, or this class, is a CTE class. It's a work experience class. And just like the work world, you're going to be working with other people. You're going to be working independently. You're going to be working in a variety of settings. So be prepared for that. Sometimes we may be solving a problem together in a group setting. You'll be collaborating with your classmates. We'll set up groups. And other times, I want you guys to approach a problem and look for the solution independently. We'll dictate, let you know on each one of those. And then there's going to be several projects that we'll do where I want you to go from point A to point B, but how you get there is kind of up to you. We'll call it self-regulated. You'll do that on your own. Because when you get in the work world, and that's what this is training us to do, or at least move on to the next level towards somewhere in the healthcare industry, when your boss presents you with a challenge or a problem, they want you to solve it. They don't really care. They don't tell you, now solve this problem, but only do it this way. They want you to figure it out. And that's what I want you to start doing here, is becoming an independent thinker so that you are cohesively putting together everything that we're learning to come to solutions and problems. And oftentimes you'll be wrong. Doctors are still wrong to this day, but that's what we call healthcare practice, unfortunately. So next one, when we talk about working independently, we talk about ourselves. So I want, and I find that the best athletic trainers and best physical therapists and healthcare providers, really no matter where you are in the healthcare industry, you bring your own experience to bear and to your practice. We would just be horrible to have robots for healthcare providers. You're going to be interacting with patients, athletes who are also very diverse. And so bringing in your own diversity and experiences, I believe, truly makes us the best healthcare providers we can be. It makes us relatable to our patients and athletes. You definitely don't want to perceive or give the perception that you're perfect and infallible, because you definitely are not perfect and infallible. And it's those, we'll give you these skills, and we're going to learn about different anatomy, body parts, injuries, but your personal experience, your personal diversity, layered on top of that, is really what makes a great athletic trainer and healthcare provider. I keep saying athletic trainer because that's kind of a focus of our class, but anywhere you go in the healthcare industry, being a relatable person just will really give you a lot more respect and make you endear you to the patient or the client. We think about our athletes here at school, very diverse group of people. If all the athletic trainers were a copy of me, that would be kind of weird, but it would not give us a good staff. Where when we have a staff of varied students from different backgrounds, different ideals, different likes, dislikes, we get a lot more relatability to our athletic population as a whole. And so we're going to celebrate all our differences. We're not going to put anyone down for any reason, because you don't want to be put down yourself. And so we're going to work on that. Language, different languages. I wish I was fluent in Spanish for healthcare when I was doing home health. It would have made me a lot more relatable to a wider population of patients. And so if you are fluent in Spanish or Tagalog, you can definitely be more relatable to a patient. And maybe as an athletic trainer, that injured athlete speaks both languages, but maybe he's a little more comfortable in Spanish. And so you can relate and get information from him or her a little easier because you understand the language. And so that is also going to be celebrated. And then also, with us, we get to talk to parents and coaches. And so when we do have abilities in other languages, and I will have to bring in someone from the front office to help me with a parent who speaks Spanish only, because I want to make sure the information is complete and correct versus my Spanglish, for lack of a better term, that I can do. But in that, I also want to talk about technology. So, of course, we're going to bring our laptops, our school-issued laptops. We're going to rely heavily on those. We do a lot of delving onto the internet. We're going to look at videos. There's a lot of problem-solving, CGI, anatomy sort of applications we're going to be looking at. So that's going to be kind of the management portion of the class. We also are going to work with our phones. A lot of teachers want you to put the phone on the wall and make sure it's off. But, there's going to be some units where we're going to look at our phones because as an athletic trainer, I rely on my phone quite a bit, whether it's monitoring the weather conditions to make sure the athletes are safe, or contacting parents, or even having coaches contact me if they have an injury at their particular site. The phone is a super supportive piece of technology that we use in athletic training. And in the lab, so that's in the classroom. In the laboratory or the clinic, we're going to delve into the technologies that we have over there, our electrical modalities, electrical stimulation, ultrasound, LLLT, our new one, low-level laser light therapy. We're going to work with that. We're going to work with our cryo and thermal modalities and learn all of those things. And so, most everything now is switching over to computer-based. So you've got to be comfortable with computers and programming and setting up machines. And we're going to cover that over in the lab. We're also going to use our computers for record keeping. We're going to get introduced to electronic medical record programs and kind of touch on those and kind of see different ways in which we keep track of athletes and treatments and injuries online. And then we're also going to use our computers to help with problem solving. Again, as I said, when you're out in the work world and the boss wants a project done, they don't care what you use to do it as long as it gets done. And so if it's a detailed project that requires you to go to your computer to look something up, go to your computer to look it up. We will dictate when you can't use it, but for most projects and most things we do, I want you to use every available resource you have so that you learn. I guess a good way of putting this is we're going to learn a lot of stuff, but the one thing I want us to do is to learn about learning, how we learn ourselves. And maybe one person can look on their phone quicker, where I would probably need to look on a computer, open up a Google site. But we each have our strengths and weaknesses in that. And that's what we want to look at and facilitate and accentuate, so to speak. So the other portion is diversity. And, we have students with different challenges. If needed, we can obtain tablets from the media center. We have different items that help with speech to text. We can use magnifiers, a variety of tools to use there, different listening systems if there's an issue. Those typically the students will address with me prior to class beginning, or the counselors will let me know. If we do have language speaker or English learning speakers, students, we can use dictation, translating speech to text as needed. So those were just a few things I wanted to touch on this morning in this video, is just how we're going to use technology in the class and in the laboratory. I just can't stress enough on how we're going to celebrate the diversity of our student population. We're all students at Centennial, but we're also very diverse, and we're going to use and utilize that into your own practice as you become an athletic trainer or, healthcare provider. And I must be getting near the end of the video because my voice is failing. So thanks for watching. Make sure you check back with this if you have any questions, and we'll see you in class. Bye-bye.